Hey, it's me, Raj Baddhan here for BizAsiaLive.com. Now, there's been one movie that's been creating quite a storm, and all in a good way, of course, and because the film has had a stupendous start on Netflix. The movie that everyone's been talking about of late has been Dharma Productions' latest release. It is, of course, Gunjan Saxena, a Kargil Girl, and I've got the Kargil Girl herself here with me. I'm talking about the lovely Janhvi Kapoor. Janhvi, it's really good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
You're looking lovely, by the way.
Thank you.
Janhvi, first of all, congratulations on the success of the movie, Gunjan Saxena, a Kargil Girl. You know, I'm sure you are overwhelmed with the response.
I'm extremely happy with the response. It's been so positive, and quite moving to see that people have been moved by the film. So I'm happy.
Before the film released, obviously, you know, we got to hear a lot about it. Do you think the film has lived up to its expectations in terms of the response that it has received in the last few days? I mean, it's only been a few days since it's been out.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the last part of what you said.
I said that the movie obviously has been out for a few days, but before that, before the film released, there was a lot of momentum surrounding the release of the movie.
Yeah.
Has it lived up to your expectations? I mean, especially because it's a digital release and it hasn't released at cinemas?
It has actually. I think that it's exceeded even what I expected because I think that I underestimated the kind of reach that one would have with a film releasing on Netflix. I think globally the amount of people that are viewing it and reaching out is very different. I mean, the response of Gunjan has been so different from the response to Dhadak even. Even though it's an OTT release, I think that's contributed to the difference actually. So yeah, I don't think I expected it to be this overwhelming at all.
That's incredible. Janhvi, I mean, do you want to talk to you about the kind of research that you did in terms of building up for the character? Because we obviously know it's a biopic. So what kind of training did you have to undergo? What kind of research did you have to kind of undergo for the role?
So there was a month and a half of march past every day because we believe that, you know, waking up and marching every day, it does something to your body language. It changes something in you, and this is something that Gunjan ma'am said as well. So I started doing march past. I learned how to hold the gun, how to fire the gun, how to do this thing called dhava. I would do all of these things every day, and then we started obstacle course training because my director was insistent that I do as much as I could without a harness. So I learned all of those activities, and yeah, whatever safety permitted, I tried doing it without a harness. And yeah, so there were those things, and I familiarized myself quite a bit with the interiors of the chopper. Spent a lot of time with Gunjan ma'am. Spent a lot of time in the air when we were shooting the sequences, which then in turn helped me when we were shooting the interior chopper when we were doing the VFX. So yeah, a lot of technical things.
That's good. Janhvi, I mean, I watched the movie and I was taken aback because the kind of chemistry that there is between father and daughter is incredible. You know, to see Pankaj Tripathi play the role that he did with you, that must have been something else as well, especially because you're so close to your own father.
Yeah, no, it was, you know, the relationship that they shared, that we shared on screen is so similar to the relationship that I share with my dad in real life. It's almost exactly like that. And even my relationship with Pankaj, actually, I look up to him so much and I idolize him so much that the emotionality of it felt quite organic and not efforted at all.
And when it comes to now watching back the movie, I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you saw it before it came out on Netflix anyway. But when you look back at it, do you feel that you know you did full justice to the role? Were there certain elements that you think now maybe I could have done this better, or maybe I could have tweaked this a little bit better?
I mean, you always feel like that. I think it's only natural for an actor to look at your performance and know, because you're evolving as a person every day, and I think actors um, are more sensitive to that evolution because it plays such a big role in their craft. Uh, so yeah, every day that you learn something new about yourself or about others, you feel like you could have done something differently or better. So yeah, there are definitely those moments, and I think that's important for growth. Um, I'm happy that there's one thing I'm sure of is that there's honesty in what I've done. But from a technical perspective, there's always more finesse that you can, always more polishing of your skill set that you can do.
Indeed. Dori Toot Gaya is my favorite track in there, and so is Bharat Ki Beti. What songs stick out for you, and which is the kind of most one that you're connected to?
Bharat Ki Beti, definitely. I get so emotional every time I hear that song. I don't know what it is. I just get extremely emotional because I love that sequence when I get off the train and I meet my father. And we on set when we were filming it, we kept playing Bharat Ki Beti in the back, and I kept hearing it as well. I had my headphones on right before he'd call action. So yeah, I think that I get very emotional whenever I hear that song.
Yeah, I agree. I think obviously it comes in the climax of the movie, and you know when you see it, and then you have that kind of moment with your father in the movie. It's quite incredible, and a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite moments actually, the film, and one of the favorite things that I've shot ever.
John, I was going to say, I mean, now that you're kind of 2 films old after Dharak, how do you feel in terms of the industry now and, you know, your place? Because, you know, obviously with any star kid, there's always a lot of pressure, you know, with your first couple of movies. Are you feeling a lot more kind of relaxed now?
I don't know, should I be? I really don't know how to gauge that for myself. I know that there were people that didn't take me very seriously as an actor post Dhadak. That are taking me seriously now, but I know that this is just the start of that journey and just the start of what I know I'm capable of doing, and I know that there's a long way to go, but I'm glad that people have at least taken notice that I have more to offer.
And obviously with Dharak, there was a different audience because of the obviously genre of the film that was more romantic. And this is obviously a bit more of a serious kind of movie with some light elements in there. So are you hoping you're going to be kind of tapping into different kind of audiences with every release that you have got in the pipeline?
I hope so. I mean, one can only hope. But I automatically gravitate towards characters that are different and genres that are different from each other. I think it's helpful as an actor to not have content that's repetitive. So yeah, I hope that my reach keeps growing with every film.
Mm-hmm. And talking about your future projects, I mean, what have you got lined up?
There's Ruafsa and then there's Dostana. And as of now, that's all I know. And then as I know, I will let people know.
And I mean, and I know that lockdown obviously has affected everyone, but plans of coming to the UK. I know you got fans internationally, but UK fans do adore you because, of course, Sridevi as well.
We were actually supposed to shoot Dostana in London, but I don't know now. I think we're just waiting to see how the situation pans out and when everyone's ready to shoot again, and then hopefully we'll get to come to London.
Mm-hmm. Janhvi, before you go, I just want to quickly ask you about the digital space because the digital space is so massive. We've seen obviously with your movie, but have you got any plans for any digital series or anything in the offing for that?
I think it all depends on the content. I think that if the content's good, then it doesn't matter anymore in today's times whether it's digital or theatrical. But yeah, if anything comes my way that's exciting, then I'll definitely go for it.
Mm-hmm. And just quickly, I do want to ask you, I mean, you know, you are such a young and up-and-coming star. Do you feel that, you know, you're kind of, the kind of, you know, the kind of youth that everyone likes to celebrate, you know, has kind of been taken away because of the fact that, you know, you're such a massive star now with your 2 movies. So what would you say? I mean, what is the kind of typical Janhvi Kapoor like when you're not working? Are you still celebrating your youth?
Yeah, I don't think that's anything that can go away. I don't think I'm as mature as I should be for my age even. I really think that I stopped maturing post like 7 years old. So this is just all pretend. I was actually begging my team to let me eat parathas while you did this interview. So that's where my head's at.
You should have. I would have felt hungry myself. I think
no, they were like, it's impolite, but whatever. It would have been impolite. So yeah, I don't think I'm like, I don't think that my youth has been taken away from me because a huge part of my youth and my life and my fun and my freedom is to be able to act, and I'm being able to do that. So if there's other things that come along with it, then I I'll take it, because at least I'm getting to live my dream.
Oh, fantastic. I just want to say you are living your dream. You're doing a fantastic job. Wish you all the best, Janhvi. Have you got a final message for all your international fans, all the fans that are watching you in the UK and, of course, globally?
Please watch Gunjan Saxena if you haven't already, and thank you guys so much for your love and support.
Oh, thank you very much. Look after yourself. We'll catch you soon.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.